Like we've talked about in another video, you either set deliberate goals in life or you're going to be pushed around by your subconscious, which is going to set goals for survival and nothing more. When it comes to setting those goals, there's levels that they must be built within. You have to start with the foundation in place and then work your way up. You don't build a house by starting with the roof. Similarly, you don't set a goal to magically become the ideal version of yourself. You start from the ground up, just like in anything else you do. It's important to build yourself a strong foundation, one that can support the pursuit of higher levels, one that can support the risks you'll have to take and the failures you're going to face in the pursuit of your full potential. You need a foundation that's going to stand strong in the face of life's inevitable pain and challenges. Many people skip foundation level goals and go straight for surface level ones, as I've done in the past. This might lead to achieving the surface level goals sometimes, but having it feel empty, be unsustainable, and unfulfilling. For example, the first time I cut down weight to get fit, I crash dieted, I gave up my social life, and I was barely functioning. I lost the weight, I got my six-pack abs, which was my surface level goal, but I was completely unfulfilled and overall not successful because I ignored the foundational level goals. I didn't care about who I was becoming or changing my identity at the foundational level into that of a healthy individual. I just cared about the surface level goal of appearing fit to get validation from others on social media. So when you chase surface level goals with no appreciation of foundation level ones, most of the time you're going to fail. Sometimes you might succeed at achieving the goal but feel unfulfilled and lose it just as fast as you gained it, which some might see as an even bigger failure. So the bottom line is take care of your foundations first, and then they buy you the freedom and ability to chase after bigger fish. This is like Jocko's discipline equals freedom mantra. Discipline with your foundation allows for freedom to go after other things that you want in life. Now, in terms of setting the foundation, everyone has different priorities in life, and I'm not going to tell you what yours should be. I would suggest, though, reflecting on what's gone right and wrong in my life and the patients that I see in clinic, that the following would be a good idea to have as foundational categories. Health, career, and relationships. These are all integrated with each other and form the three-legged stool of your life for everything else to sit on. This is a case where the sum is greater than the parts. All three of them working together are stronger than any one alone. At different phases of your life, you might be able to put different levels of effort into each, and that's fine. But at all times, something needs to be done to water the roots of these areas. You being rich and popular with the ladies doesn't mean anything if you're unhealthy and on the verge of a heart attack. You having a model-like physique means nothing if you can't support yourself and have nothing but surface-level relationships. You being well off and fit doesn't mean anything if you come home to an empty house and no one to share your life with. You get the point. Your categories might look different, but these are definitely some I would suggest for everybody. And again, depending on the phase of your life, different levels of effort are going to be possible. When I was in my early 20s, I wanted to be in the gym 6 days a week, an hour and a half a day. You couldn't get me out of there. I was in my noob gains phase and I loved it. Fast progress and constantly leveling up. This took up a lot of my time and my relationships bucket definitely took a hit. But for that phase of my life, I was happy to prioritize this. When I was in medical school and residency, there was a lot of call shifts and staying at the hospital overnight. It wasn't optional, it had to be done. So we adjust. It meant being more deliberate about scheduling my workouts in my free time and making sure I packed my meals with me instead of eating garbage hospital food. It meant trying to socialize the best I could when I had the energy or the downtime. Neither my relationships or health bucket was ideal at this time, but they were never completely neglected at any point. When I started my first business and realized how hard it was, my career and my work as a physician always came first. No matter how passionate or excited I was about the new business, the foundation that made the business possible in the first place always got its respect and effort first. If it was a busy day at the hospital, then the business didn't get worked on that day or it did minimally. It's not that it wasn't important to me, but my health, main career, and relationships had to be addressed first. If I neglected studying and working hard in my training, I'd become a poor physician and lose the ability to build anything. So first and foremost, decide what your priorities are for your foundations. Again, I would strongly advise you to use at least these three. For your career, you don't need to know your life purpose right this second. Even within goals, it starts off foundational. How are you going to put food on the table and a roof over your head? After you solve that, you get the luxury of deciding what it is you like and what you're passionate about. But for now, you need to set a goal in this bucket and do something every day to make progress towards it. We'll make another video on how to choose a career, but for now, you need something that sets you on a path and gives you at least a basic financial means. For your health, it's the same thing. No one's telling you to be a model yet, but you should have a clear-cut workout plan and plan for how you're generally eating. In this phase of my life, I lift 3 times a week. I do kickboxing or some kind of cardio 3 times a week with abs and active rests like walking or hiking once a week. Depending on your level of training and in consultation with your doctor or trainer, you need to figure out what is in keeping with your fitness goals. Again, at the foundational level, it's basic health, avoiding chronic diseases and a cabinet full of prescription medications. We're not thinking about abs and bodybuilding shows right now. Don't worry too much about overcomplicating it. Just give it deliberate thought and make sure that every day you're doing something to make a deposit in your health. A good place to start from a nutrition perspective is 80-20. 80% whole foods, 20% have fun. I'm not going to hold your hand through diet and nutrition in this video. You need to do research and put some effort in to learn. But the bottom line is move daily in some way, watch what you eat daily, non-negotiable. For your relationships, have a plan in mind. Your family is the closest to you, so start there. Are there relationships you need to repair? Are they salvageable? Call your parents, visit your grandparents. They're not around for as long as you think they are. If it's not salvageable, move along and cut people out of your life that no longer belong there. Your immediate friends and close circle come up next. Do you have one? Are they examples or are they warnings? Are they lifting you up or are they dragging you down? Do they fit the future you want to create for yourself? If you have no one, what's your plan to fix this? Start picking up hobbies, going to events, working at cafes and libraries instead of alone at home, etc., etc. There's so many different things to do with all these different categories depending on who you are, where you are in your life, and what your specific situation is. It's impossible for me or anyone else to tell you exactly what to do, but you need to be deliberate in thinking about it. So the point is to make sure that you're consciously thinking about each of the above things instead of drifting along thinking there's going to be some magical point in the future where everything figures itself out. There won't be, and it won't. It's up to you. Sit down, think, and come up with at least a general plan of what you're going to do to address each of these areas. We made another video on how to set goals, so check that out. It's going to help you. But the bottom line is having a blueprint for your foundational areas is huge. Before anything else gets your attention in the day, the boxes need to get checked in each of these areas. The second I open my eyes, I get to work on any of these 3. Outside of contacts related to these categories, my phone stays in do not disturb. I give nothing else my attention. I don't check social media. I don't consume any information not related to my main foundations. I haven't earned the privilege to do any of that yet. Whatever the activity is that I'm doing that day to address my foundational areas, it has to get done and that box has to get checked before I get to give my time, energy, and attention to anything else. Once you start doing this, you're going to find that you're much better with your time management and you have more clarity and natural discipline. Interestingly, you'll find yourself with more energy and more time knowing that the foundational pillars of your life have been strengthened for the day. After that, you get to chase whatever else you want. You just have to make sure that you water the seeds of your foundational roots first and then pursue your bigger goals after that. That's pretty much it for today, guys. Hopefully that was helpful. Build a blueprint for the foundation of your life. Check the description for our newsletter and everything else we have going on, and we'll chat with you next time.